The 1898 United States Barber half dollar stands as a powerful symbol of America at the turn of the 20th century, a nation expanding in industry influence and identity. When you hold an 1898 Barber half dollar, you are holding a silver witness to a year that changed the United States forever. It was the year of the Spanish-American War, the year America stepped onto the global stage, and the year millions of these beautiful silver coins quietly entered daily commerce across the country. The Barber half dollar belongs to the Barber coinage family designed by Charles E. Barber, who served as chief engraver of the United States Mint from 1879 until 1917. Barber also designed the dime and quarter of the same style, creating a unified American coinage appearance beginning in 1892. The design was not born without controversy. In the late 1880s, there was public criticism that American coins lacked artistic beauty compared to European coinage. A competition was held, but the submissions were rejected, and ultimately Charles Barber himself was tasked with producing the new designs. The obverse of the 1898 Barber half dollar features the classical head of Liberty, facing right. She wears a Phrygian cap symbolizing freedom and liberty. A laurel wreath crowns her head, representing victory and honor. Above Liberty are the words, "In God we trust," and around the rim are 13 stars representing the original 13 colonies. The date, 1898, appears below her portrait. The design is dignified, strong, and formal, reflecting the conservative artistic tastes of the late 19th century. The reverse design displays a heraldic eagle inspired by the Great Seal of the United States. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon, symbolizing peace, and arrows in the other, symbolizing readiness for war. Above the eagle is a ring of 13 stars, and across the top is the motto, E pluribus unum. The words, United States of America and half dollar surround the design. The reverse communicates strength, sovereignty, and national unity. The 1898 Barber half dollar was struck at 3 United States Mint facilities, Philadelphia, New Orleans, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia bear no mint mark. Those from New Orleans carry the O mint mark, and those from San Francisco display the S mint mark on the reverse beneath the eagle. Each mint produced different quantities, which today influence collector value and rarity. In 1898, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 4.5 million Barber half dollars. The New Orleans Mint produced just over 2.5 million, while the San Francisco Mint struck slightly under 1 million coins. The lower mintage of the San Francisco issue makes it scarcer, especially in higher grades. The year 1898 itself was historic. In February, the explosion of the battleship USS Maine in Havana Harbor ignited tensions that led to the Spanish-American War. By April, the United States was officially at war with Spain. American forces fought in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. By the end of the year, Spain ceded territories to the United States, marking the beginning of America's emergence as a global power, while soldiers fought overseas. Barber half dollars like the 1898 issues circulated at home, used in saloons, banks, shops, and railroads. They paid wages, purchased supplies, and moved through the hands of citizens experiencing a rapidly modernizing nation. The 1898 Barber half dollar is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. It weighs 12.5 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter with a reeded edge. The intrinsic silver content gives the coin lasting tangible value even beyond its numismatic appeal. Each coin contains approximately 0.3617 troy ounces of pure silver. During circulation, most Barber half dollars experienced heavy wear. The high points of the design, particularly Liberty's cheek and the eagle's breast feathers, often show the first signs of wear. Because these coins were used extensively in commerce, many surviving examples today are found in lower circulated grades. High-grade uncirculated specimens are much scarcer and therefore highly sought after by collectors. Proof versions of the 1898 Barber half-dollar were also produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but only in limited numbers for collectors. Proof coins display sharp details, mirrored fields, and frosted devices, creating a dramatic visual contrast. The proof mintage for 1898 was just under 1,000 pieces, making them rare and valuable today. Collecting the 1898 Barber half-dollar can be approached in several ways. Some collectors seek a single representative example. Others aim to complete a full date and mint mark set of Barber half-dollars spanning from 1892 to 1915. Within that series, certain key dates are much rarer, but the 1898 S issue often commands attention due to its lower mintage and scarcity in high grades. Over the decades, the reputation of the Barber series has evolved. For many years, the design was criticized as plain compared to earlier seated Liberty coinage or later walking Liberty halves. However, modern collectors increasingly appreciate the historical authenticity and classic American character of the Barber design. It represents a transitional era, bridging 19th century tradition and 20th century expansion. The 1898 Barber half-dollar also holds significance in the broader context of American monetary history. During this period, the United States adhered to the gold. Standard debates over silver coinage and bimetallism were intense in the 1890s. The earlier economic panic of 1893 had caused financial turmoil, and the question of silver's role in the economy was politically charged. By 1898, the economy was recovering, and silver coinage like the Barber half-dollar played an essential role in commerce. From a grading perspective, collectors evaluate strike quality, luster, surface preservation, and eye appeal. San Francisco mint coins often exhibit weaker strikes, especially in the central details. New Orleans issues may also show softness in certain areas. Philadelphia coins are typically better struck, but high-grade examples remain scarce due to heavy circulation. Today, the value of an 1898 Barber half-dollar depends heavily on condition and mint mark. Circulated examples may trade near their silver value with a modest numismatic premium, while well-preserved, uncirculated coins can command significantly higher prices. Proof examples are especially desirable due to their rarity and beauty. The coin's journey through more than a century adds to its fascination. Imagine the hands that held it in 1898. Perhaps a factory worker in Pennsylvania, a rancher in Texas, a merchant in New Orleans, or a sailor departing for Cuba. Every scratch and mark tells a story of commerce, hardship, growth, and change. As the 20th century progressed, the Barber half-dollar continued in production until 1915, when it was replaced by the more artistically ambitious Walking Liberty half-dollar designed by Adolph A. Weinman. The transition reflected changing artistic tastes and America's growing confidence as a global nation, yet the Barber series remains a testament to a formative period in American history. For collectors and history enthusiasts, the 1898 United States Barber half-dollar offers more than silver content. It offers a direct connection to a defining year in American history. It represents a nation at war, a nation expanding its influence, and a nation modernizing its economy. Each coin survives as a miniature artifact from that pivotal moment. When creating a YouTube documentary around the 1898 Barber half-dollar, you can explore the biography of Charles E. Barber, the artistic debates of the late 19th century, the Spanish-American War, economic conditions of the 1890s, mint production processes at Philadelphia, New Orleans, and San Francisco, the grading and collecting market today, and personal storytelling elements, imagining the coin's path through history. By weaving together art, politics, economics, and human experience, you transform a simple silver coin into a powerful historical narrative that keeps viewers engaged from beginning to end. Even in 1898, there were coin collectors. The United States Mint produced a limited number of proof Barber half-dollars for collectors who ordered them directly. These proof coins were carefully struck on polished planchets, resulting in mirrored surfaces and sharp detail. Fewer than 1,000 proof examples were made, making them rare from the beginning. Many were preserved in private collections passed down through generations. Advanced collectors study die varieties of the 1898 Barber half-dollar small differences in star placement. Letter spacing, die cracks, and repunched mint marks can distinguish one die marriage from another. Some 1898 coins show weak central strikes, while certain 1898 examples display characteristic softness at the eagle's left wing. Understanding these subtleties adds depth to collecting beyond simply owning the coin. Each 1898 Barber half-dollar contains 0.3617 troy ounces of pure silver. Because of this silver content, many Barber half-dollars were melted during periods when silver prices rose, especially during the mid-20th century melt cycles. This melting reduced surviving populations, particularly in higher grades, contributing to today's scarcity. The Barber half-dollar continued through 1915, but by the early 1900s, criticism of American coin design resurfaced. President Theodore Roosevelt later pushed for more artistic coinage, resulting in the renaissance of American coinage and the introduction of designs like the St. Gaudens double eagle and the Walking Liberty half-dollar. Although that artistic revolution came later, the 1898 Barber half-dollar sits at the midpoint between old-world restraint and modern American ambition. In the early 20th century, Barber half-dollars were simply old silver coins. By the 1930s and 1940s, as coin collecting gained popularity during the Great Depression, interest in completing date and mint mark sets increased. The 1898s, especially in uncirculated grades, became recognized as a tougher issue. Today, certified high-grade examples graded by major services command strong premiums. For YouTube documentary, you can structure the narrative in expanding circles, begin with the coin itself, its design and specifications, then widen the lens to the mints that produced it, then broaden further to the economic and political events of 1898, then move into the human story's daily commerce, wartime pay, industrial expansion. Finally close by examining how the coin survived into the modern collector market over 125 years later. The 1898 Barber half-dollar is more than silver. It is a witness to war, industrial growth, monetary debate, artistic controversy, and everyday American life. It passed through countless hands, yet survived to tell its story. Each surviving example carries microscopic marks of history that no modern reproduction could ever replicate. When you present this coin, you are not just showing a collectible, you are unveiling a time capsule from one of the most pivotal years in American history.